You know, that just freeing the potential of women, that is the fastest multiplier that we have in terms of our growth. That is such an accelerator in eradicating poverty.
You know, when you go to the store, you don't get a woman's discount. You have to pay the same as everybody else.
Gender equality and reducing inequities are the center stage of global attention.
Both are key to promoting social sustainability and the growth of our global economy by boosting the strength of women in leadership roles.
The World Economic Forum has stated that our current rate of progress, it will take 108 years to close the gender gap.
And according to the World Bank, only 6 countries that represent 3% of the world population offer women the same legal labor rights so that they do not have to depend on their partner and can be self-sufficient and thus achieve a significant decrease in cases of gender violence.
This is especially true when looking at survivors of gender-based violence, involving cycles of abuse that lower self-concept, morale, and situations that test their resilience.
The solution is not as easy as leaving your abuser. Why? In doing so, many face several barriers, including lack of employment, at least one dependent child, and limited access to job offers, opportunities to study, and having their own career path.
And although there are many organizations and shelters that provide safe haven for survivors, many have limited resources and don't have all the necessary tools to create strategies that ensure their long-term sustainability, revealing the urgent need to identify immediate solutions.
This is exactly the reason why we founded Swomen, Inc., an incorporated social enterprise focused on creating the business incubator, focused on forging and promoting the business ecosystem of all survivors of gender violence and young mothers whose children have been removed by the family department for not having sources of income.
We seek as entrepreneurs to forge all the domestic violence survivors and all the young mothers who have not completed their high school to offer a unique opportunity to create and promote their companies to be able to finance the launch of their companies through the sale of artistic designs and other products.
Before beginning the business training process, we initially invest in your holistic empowerment by implementing our proven model, founded on 4 principles: assets, knowledge and know-how, will, and capacity. Through these 4 steps, we take care of the well-being of our participant and provide a variety of development opportunities, including free 24/7 access to our online business training center. We also invested in generating several training sessions and conferences that initially educated 5 people on gender equality and reducing inequalities.
Our empowering participants then moved to a specific training that they learn how to develop their business concept leading to success.
In addition to this strategy, we have committed to join forces with government entities, nonprofit organizations, and private organizations. We are engaging multiple stakeholders to promote gender equity in Puerto Rico.
With approximately $10,000 in funding received from the 4-City Challenge and $3,000 in seed capital from Enactus, we set the stage to launch our brand and begin the development phase of our minimum viable product.
By doing so, we assess the susceptibility of our target market. It is important to point out that our target market is divided into 2, our social and commercial market. Our social market is our participant and future entrepreneur who will begin to forge her financial independence. Our business market is people of all ages who are passionate about equality and consciously invest in products that directly impact their communities.
With our minimum viable product, with a clear and disruptive message, in just over 2 months, we generated $850 in teacher sales with a profit margin of 45%. We also invested in the acquisition of assets that will reduce our need to seek outside companies.
After observing this first phase and taking note of our successes and opportunities, we were ready to transition to the next phase, seeking additional talent among our shareholders and evaluating potential value streams.
In doing so, we presented a proposal to la Procuradora de las Mujeres not to only receive funding, but also create a pilot group of participants who could potentially obtain their own home and greater access to economic aid to establish their businesses and participate in a joint initiative with L'Oreal to empower the self-image of the participant.
It is also important to note that before joining our pilot group, participants must have successfully transitioned through the social and emotional empowerment process led by our partners.
We also presented a proposal to Bettina Cosmetic that led our company to allow us the charge of the promotion of its color palettes and create Bettina EQ. 100% of the revenue will be invested directly in our operation and the development of our talents.
With projected sales of $15,000 within our first year, we will have the ability to empower the first 5 participants and directly impact 10 people through our engagement efforts this year. We also can indirectly impact 3,000 people through our brands and cumulative efforts.
Sustainable financial opportunities in promoting gender equality and reducing inequities.
It is time to take action to generate sustainable opportunities. Make sure it does not take 108 years to close the gender gap.
We are Swomen, and we're committed to being
Strong
steadfast
and successful.